Alright. Hey everybody, it's me, Miname, 50% fanboy, 50% genius indie VTuber, also known as CC99X, and welcome back to more of the couch. We're looking at Snowbreak's new content for the new update. Yeah. Well, it's the couch for now, but later we're gonna be playing the new update. I've updated the game already, unless I need to you know, do some update installations after I launch the game, but we'll see what happens. I updated my motion tracking, so there's pendulum physics now. So if I move my head, my head kind of bounces back. I added some plugins, so I'm more fluid, mobile. My mouse tracking isn't as good though, and I was adjusting my glasses, but yeah, the motion capture isn't that good. My hands are on my glasses right now, but you can see it's very far off. I still need to work on that sometime. But anyway, actually, I added something on. Oh, okay. I'm gonna watch it on here. Yeah. So I added a thing where if I get chat messages, I get hit in the face by stuff. So now, if any one of my old viewers are watching, you don't need to use TTS anymore. You just need to throw shit at me, and I'll know. You can also manually throw shit at me. I don't know how you would do that. I think it's probably in bits. I don't know. You're supposed to be able to manually throw stuff at me instead of needing to comment. But anyway, yeah, let's just get into the content. As always, grab a snack or a drink, ideally water, because that's what's best for you. Check your posture, and hope you enjoy the stream. This is actually a song from the game. I don't think it was in the base game. I'm gonna delete my comment. Hold on, so that it doesn't block the screen. Can I? No. Can I do it on OBS? No, I can't. Oh well. It's gonna stay there. It's a song. I don't know if Snowbreak has released any songs before. But let's listen to it. I've heard 2 seconds of this. I guess this is from the old update, so it's still media and
Hey, you call me right away. Looking at you, no, by the way. Into you, I'm trying to say. Hold me tight, please head to me. Lost my count, but trying to slay. Pray you will choose to stay. I would be head to no stray. Always be by my side all day. Let's try to have some fun. I'll never let you down. Exchange the games, okay, that's my way. Making the change of a day.
Let's fight together, mostly media rather than Haru. And I wonder if there's a JP or CNJ. Okay.
You felt it to that day. Both our hearts begin to sway. Into you, both trying to say. Guess we feel the same way. Lost compound, we will stay. Pray, wish come true someday. You and I will be okay. To face, that's our way. Price we have to speak on.
Maybe if I should ask this to my playlist. It's fine. It's not great. It's not bad. Oh yeah, there's also drops on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, just go to my Twitch. If you're already on Twitch, you can either stay, you get currency and experience and stuff. I forgot. That's all. I think up to 2 hours, but yeah, you can watch any eligible channel, but yeah, minus that. I prefer you watch me at first. That looks like Gacha Life. I'm not a fan of Gacha Life. I heard Napalm got into Gacha Life, so I'm not looking into it. So isn't that stuff for dance? Or at least what Haru was doing. Haru's voice actress is not native speakers. Somebody's art style reminds you of that Mori Kalaki Kola. singer or YouTuber that doesn't do cool voice.
Hey, you help me right away. Looking at you right away. Into you, I'm trying to say. Hold me tight, please, had to say. Lost my comfort, trying to slay. Pray you will choose to stay. I will be here to not stray. Always by my side,
Yeah, it's fine. I'm really debating if I should add it. I don't know if I should. Anyway, let's, look into the version trailer, update trailer. Which probably take my like, I don't like it all that much.
Adjutant, stay alert. Adjutant, stay alert.
This op is dangerous. Allow Boo Boo the Geomancer to cast divination.
Whoa.
Calamity encountered. Serenity bestowed.
I don't think we met Boo Boo into Jesus Christ in the main story yet.
Big prosperity.
Take your hands off him. Something is moving toward us, entering visual range. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. He has a movement skill? Sniper. Okay, her face morphs are kind of janky.
Thank you, Adjutant.
It's probably because they dubbed
Long
the English
time no
voice over
see,
this. That's all.
Adjutant.
Weird episode late.
Frozen completed the fusion with their Deimos.
I am Sisyphus. I have come to kill you.
Dual pistols? Yeah, dual pistols. That's the ult. I think that's the ult. Yeah, this is
Don't
the
even think about
guy.
hurting the adjutant.
Death now, activate.
The mirror captures all.
I think whoever designed it was watching Doctor Strange.
Adjutant!
Adjutant! Come to the Nyanya confession booth. I answer thy call.
Oh, it's like a new
Actually, that day,
mini game
I
at
dropped it
the
on purpose. Ta-da!
base.
Boo Boo the maid takes the stage.
Either that or this
Seal
is just
contact
new
with me and make me your
like, cosmetic
magic girl. If a spell gets interrupted halfway, my magic flow becomes unstable. Adjutant, can you help me replenish my magic?
Thus. Do not, please. I don't want to get demonetized. I got demonetized? Not demonetized.
Actually,
I lost my channel
that day,
verification
I didn't prepare
after the
gifts for
last
anyone
time I streamed
else.
Snowbreak.
Darling,
Like watching
let's
the
go give
trailers.
gifts to everyone.
I have to like
First,
verify my
can
account
you
every time
guess
that
what gift
happens.
I brought you? A little bell.
Oh right, it's Christmas! Or soon to be Christmas.
Too ordinary? How about now? Still ordinary?
I like
Darling.
Doggy, so...
Holiday gifts are delivered by riding reindeer.
Thus.
But before that, can you tame this one?
I wouldn't even tame this one.
I'm
Fenny's
your
already...
exclusive
Jesus
little
Christ.
reindeer.
Actually,
Fenny's
I
already
also
married to
did
us,
something
so...
wrong. Yeah. That day, when the adjutant was giving me pain perception training. I don't feel pain yet. Still no.
Well, no shit, she has a condition that doesn't let her feel pain.
Even more. A bit harder. Let me feel it. I never knew pain could feel so amazing.
Darling!
To be honest, I liked the versions before
Here,
this. This
let
version
me
isn't
divine
hitting
your
me
path to eternal fortune.
as hard. I don't know how to describe it.
Tis
It's not as big of an
best to
impact.
reside right by Boo Boo's side. Easy, right? As long as you're with me, I know I'll become
Oscar Cinders,
a
I think that's
master
Oscar.
geomancer.
Only cats like to chase after floaty things. The only thing that can catch my attention is you, Adjutant. Humans
Ashura's English
usually struggle to
voice isn't-
comprehend feline logic, but I'm sure
I
you
would
know
much
it's on my
prefer the
mind.
Japanese voice.
Hmm.
Okay, so Machiru is free. And they have to censor that. Is there anywhere I could see like the uncensored version?
Adjutant, entrust your protection to me.
Asking for a friend. That's no twinkling.
Now I'm both a formidable geomancer and a powerful mate. Don't you agree? All my growth, all my efforts, it's all so I can stand proudly by your side, Adjutant. Busy as ever, huh, Adjutant?
Oh, is this
If you
the
hadn't picked up, you would have missed today's
this
special.
system idol
Boo
chat?
Boo the maid. Uh-huh.
I thought this was the AR thing, but
Spending
no.
time with you like this, it's really fun. Feel free to handle work while we're on the call, Adjutant. I'll be right here. I don't really want to hang up yet. When you're less busy, promise you'll call me again, okay?
Perfect prayer.
Almighty Adjutant, hear my prayer. Yeah. Adjutant, all your worries, you can entrust them to me. All your thoughts, yeah, I will embrace and treasure. And anything sharp can be put to the side. That way, we can get closer. Yeah.
I assume she has two skills, maybe like a tap and hold. The tap is the auxiliary unit, and then the hold is the movement, maybe? Unless these are two different units.
Surprise! A gift of special love just for you. Gifts? We don't need to wait for a special occasion for
Pure
that.
heart. Pure heart is
Like right
summer
now.
one?
I want to give my warmth to you, darling. Don't
By
I
summer, I
simply
meant the,
dazzle in this merry outfit? You're welcome to keep your eyes on me a little
The
longer.
newest version.
Tonight, I'll guide your sleigh straight to bliss.
Yeah, it's the new version.
Adjutant. I just made a wish to be with you
I
every
do not
day
remember her.
and night.
I do not
All
recall a
my
Tempest.
happiness and joy belongs to you. Morning. Everyone is looking
Is
at
this a
you.
rerun or?
Give them a role model.
Need the 6 spots, so don't really care. You know, they're not gonna be too important to the story, if at all. And you get them from the event shop anyway. The Ramses group. It's another boss rush. Now this is more like a Genshin or Star Rail event. wonder how much you get to decorate, and is it permanent? I don't think it's gonna be permanent. And then, is this like the PvP mode? Yep, it's a PvP mode. Another memory mosaic. I finished it last night. I wasn't able to stream it, but I finished it. Oh god, I hate this game mode. Paradoxical Labyrinth, that's the usual clear X enemies when time limit and then there's information thing. Oh my gosh, she's dancing. Is that sound here? Look at the slip right here. Oh, then this is a tornado one. Also, when I talk about video games, the games are boring. Oh, Mia has a room now. Setting her streaming aside, I want to know like what her room looks like. Okay, so that's the door. For the entrance, you have this kind of curtain. Some places do have this. I don't know if this is a wall. I don't think this is a wall. So this is just a like a separator for like walking around or just walking through. A lot of artwork. Artwork is probably from her mom. Gosh, bin. Really much out in the order. There's this blackboard and this shelf. There's this type of chair. Like, I've never had one of these. I've sat in similar chairs before, but they're usually outdoors. Are those like dream catchers? I wonder. So we have she's like March 7th in this game. Yeah. She has all the photos of the adjutant and stuff. A cabinet, a couch. Does she not have a bed? Or does she just like sleep on the couch? Living cozy corner. Cozy? Is this a whole decoration? No, can't be. It's probably just this couch, right? The first we'll probably get to see her in the next stream because that's how we, separate streams. What is this design? Okay, whoever designed this update, they looked at Boo Boo and they said like, okay, we're gonna do a March 7th Doctor Strange type for her animations, and then for Mia they gave her March 7th room design, and then for Sisyphus they just took either Jade or Citrine's design. Yaris Federal Sanatorium. Sanatorium. December 18th, that is today, yep. Okay, let's see. Let's check the comments. Snow Peak. I disagree. Mommy, why is the sled shaking? Oh, about the sleigh. Yep. And have we seen this?
Adjutant, I want to do that thing with you.
What thing?
Adjutant, I want to do that thing with you. Cook! As we say in Shuosho, food is everything. To make a good meal, you gotta prep the ingredients first. Adjutant,
Jesus Christ.
I need the dough. Add water to the dough, then knead it evenly.
Okay. It's not as bad as I thought, but still pretty sus.
In the collisions of the dough, sparks fly. Amazing.
kind of reminds me of the
Now for
the
final
Chinese
dish. Stir-fried carrots.
because at least I saw them on reels. They were like making lemon tea, and there's this fat guy who can like do female
Loving
voices,
someone means eating lots
and then they
and
just
lots
keep
of meals
ordering
together.
just crushed iced lemon tea. That's what that reminded me of.
Come cook with me again soon, Adjutant.
What if this is the room? Like, is the room just like half kitchen, half, well, room? What the fuck is going on here? Oh, it's, okay, it's either you get to, like, set the accessories, like, hair accessory or, you know, thigh highs? Knee highs? It's thigh highs, or socks, whatever. Thigh highs. I thought this was a thing where, like, they were showing just, like, concept art, where they like ask people like which one would they prefer. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I would get this skin, so I wouldn't know the whole story, but it's one or the other. So spicy at the sense that even the actual dough. I guess the bread needs clouds now. They're getting more and more creative, yeah. Okay. Let's get into the update. Hopefully I don't need to download anything else. Yeah, community streak. Get a community on a streak, okay. I thought it's just that I got a reward, because sometimes if you stream a game, you do get the rewards, sometimes. For example, Genshin is one of them. Capture, okay. Once we get the game going, as usual, we'll be doing like half of the events. I don't really get how like the hand tracking works. Like their calibration method is I have to put my hand next to my head, like right this, like this. It's right next to my head right now, and then you should be putting it next to your ear. I think I need to calibrate it better. You're supposed to do it with your fingers like bent, I think. Snowbreak. Yeah, I might need to recalibrate it with with the right hand pose. Maybe that'll work better. Also, maybe like I can adjust the position, or like how it 60. What the fuck? Thank you, Usagi Tsuki. Have I met you before? I'm so sorry if I have. Also, is this like my third time getting rated? Oh my god, Absolute Cinema. 60, yeah. My highest rate count was like 13 or something. I don't know. Hope you guys stay. I am Amir Miramed, the 50% fanboy, 50% genius indie YouTube. Ow. Hi. I feel like me. Ow. Hi, Floofermancer? Floofermancer, thank you for the follow. I was playing Snowbreak. Ah. How's the new update? Hi, Saki Tsuki. Yeah, thank you for the follow. I mean, hi already, but thank you for the Floof is fine. Good. Okay, this is just purchase. Okay. Do the dailies. I should probably just get into the update straight away. Trial. It's Ottoman Heimdall. Sorry, okay. Is Booby good? Is the new Boo good? Because I definitely have enough pulls. Echo. Jesus Christ. I don't know how many pulls I have. And she is. Which one should I be pulling for? Like, should I be pulling on this side or this side? I don't know. I was never like told which is better. Like, is it the 50% or the 100% one? I saw you as a follow from love videos. Thank you. Thank you. I should probably like set more like, is it called? Yeah, it's the favorites on Twitch, and then I can like see if they're online and raid, or you are. Favorites. I'm gonna add you to my favorite list. How many copies of movie you want? I don't know. Is there like a requirement on like how many quote unquote like constellations or Sagi? Are you the one with purple icon? I think that's you. I'm gonna hold on. Okay, that's you. Okay, I'll add you to my favorite list so that I can raid you sometime. With my one viewer. I usually get like 1 to 4 viewers if I don't have if I have any. The environment constellation without roll after you get the character. It's the personal file, right? Sagi. Yeah, I added you my favorite list. I'll raid you sometime with my 2 viewers. Yep. Okay. But like, which one should I pull? Like, which side should I pull for? Is it 100 or 50? Like, under what conditions should I be pulling for 100 or like 50? If you want 1 copy only, 100%. Okay. And then if I want more copies, then 50%? Wait, if I want more than 1 copy, should I be pulling for 100 first and then 50%? Or what? Like, I don't know if I would pull at all. Yeah, okay. Duly noted. I'm slightly regretting not pulling for Mia. At least 100% pity the 80 roll. I don't even know how many rolls I have. I have rolled for characters. So after 80 roll, you get your character mostly. Yep. That makes sense. That's most gacha games. And they are too far away. There we go. I'm kind of thankful. You know what? Like, at this point, I'm kind of thankful I don't have many viewers. Like, of course I want viewers, but like if I have too many, like ones that aren't, what's the word? Lurking. Yeah, like lurking, and like I can see the numbers sometimes, but like if people weren't lurking and like constantly commenting, I feel like I would just get spammed with my new setting. And then I would like turn it off, because right now every comment I get on Twitch, I can do it on YouTube as well, but YouTube is more annoying because I have to do the link every single stream. Like I would just kept getting smacked in the face, and then I would like turn on the TTS thing or something. And drink some water. Stay hydrated, my dudes, especially people who play with one hand. Is there your own like sticker? Emote? Damn. Anyway, dawn was just starting to break when the plane touched down in Yaris. Dawn break? Not snow? In our ground transport, I rolled down the window. Cool, sobering autumn air slipped in. So it's autumn? I guess like December is kind of an autumn month. It's like the end of autumn. The sun hid behind the eastern clouds, its light just brushing the spires of the fragile sanatorium. Our vehicle rolled past the field of sunflowers. Mashiru gazed blankly at the endless gold, while Boo Boo figured it at the back seat, eyes starting everywhere. Easy, Boo Boo. Keep yourself wound that tight and you'll snap.
張り切らない。
Her cheeks puffed up in denial. In the rearview mirror, I caught her white knuckled fist, like she was trying to psych herself up. If you can't calm down, just say it out loud. Works better than you think.
やっぱり緊張しちゃうよ、分析員。
She suddenly leaned forward, wrapping her arms around me over the backrest, her head popping through the gap. Was she in the backseat of the car? Or was it a truck? I forgot. I thought she was like on top of us already. I don't
初め
remember.
はすごくワクワクしてたけど、考えれば考えるほど緊張してきて。
Is Boo Boo one of the people who like have stomach problems when they're stressed? Because I know a guy in my when I was in school, he like when he gets stressed, he like vomits and like has diarrhea. I only get diarrhea because I have IBS. But like he has it tough.
昨日の夜も
Tougher than
ね、
me. At least
本
when
当はちょっ
stressed.
と落ち込んでたの。先輩たちがみんな任務で出かけてて、絶対すごい作戦があるのに、自分だけ待機だったなんて。どうせ今回も祝勝会だけの参加で終わりなんだろうって。
You should be kind of glad that you're not having an op that requires like 10 agents from Heimdall. Like usually it's just the adjutant and like 4 girls tops.
なんて思ってたら出撃命令が来たの。しかもブリーフィングに北風宇宙センターとエッタって書かれてて、いくらこの天使ブブが日々精進してきたってタイタンくらいしか相手にしてこなかったよ。いきなりエッタとかいくらなんでも無茶すぎだよ。
Well, there's a first time for everything.
私がきっと何かの手違いだよ。分析。
Hold on. Well, I have to go sleep. Me, it's 1 a.m. for me. I work tomorrow. Yeah, it's good. Sleep tight. Good, sweet dreams. Sleep tight. Jesus Christ. It's 1 a.m. for you. So you're around the U.S., I assume, because it's always 2 p.m. for me. Jesus Christ, I can't speak today. What the fuck? We would rattle off her worries like a machine gun, but by the end, she had clearly found her usual bounce again. Like, bounce as in... Never mind. Feeling better now? And French-Canadian. That's from English too. Okay, yeah. French-Canadian. I guess Canada has like a lot of French people. I used to date a guy that was like French-Canadian. That was a long time ago. I mean, I don't know if you're asleep yet, but I'm multilingual. I can speak English, Cantonese, Mandarin, learning Japanese, but you know, should probably learn like Spanish or something instead, or French, so that I can be romantic or something.
やっぱり緊張するよ。でもちょっと和らいできたかも。
Nerves are normal, just don't let them throw you off your aim. And officially, Edda isn't our target. It's Sophie. We believe she's working under Edda. Though she used to be an emissary for the Adventists during our conflict for the Containment Zone, she seemed more restrained than the other fanatics. She's like someone we could actually talk to. Besides, Intel says that, aside from letting power to Edda, she hasn't crossed any unforgivable lines, but what connects them still isn't clear. What really worries me are the demiurges, the ones hardwired to hate us from the start. They're the real problem.
試乗車とロザン？ニューガントラにいたあの大悪党のこと？
Is that a gasp? That's more like a shriek. Man, Hide and Shriek was a decent game. I wish they like make it better. She threw herself back into the seat with a dramatic flop. Easy, I'm right here. A day earlier, we greenlit the rocket operation, returning to Mistletoe Station. scheduled to launch within the week. Then Eda made her move. She released a hidden truth to the public. The Balder inhibitor weakens with each generation until it can no longer suppress Druvosis. Her statement that the world was fated to collapse under Druvosis triggered waves of panic across global networks. Once the uproar subsided, Tao and I determined the identity of the entrancing voice narrating the broadcast. Sophie. I am running out of water fast. Jesus Christ. I feel like she's gonna be a playable character someday, for some reason. I've seen her once before in the Containment Zone Aleph, her song breathing life into the dying, and commanding Titans to fight her to call. With Boo and Maxudo by my side, I headed for the last known location, the Federal Sanatorium, on the edge of Northwind Aerospace Center. Before departure, we got word that the... what the fuck? Quarrena faction led by Roseanne was on the move toward Yaris. Every operation Yggdrasil mounted was under the public eye now that the enemy had stepped out of the shadows into daylight. Tao and I agreed, striking out through the game board before launch. We're almost there. Stay sharp, Machido.
30分前から偵察モードに入ってるにゃ。
Man, I cannot comprehend how people can drive. Like, maybe it's my AUDHD. But, like, I don't think I will be able to drive for, like, more than 5 minutes without losing focus. Like, the average adult has an attention span of, like, 35 minutes. And it amazes me how people can drive for, like, hours, like, cross-country and stuff. Like, I know, like, roads are designed to be, like, not completely straight, so that, you know, you are less bored and will, like, be able to focus more, but, like, how do people drive on, like, countryside highways? That's, like, flat road, like, straight, for, like, 2 hours. She appeared to be staring blankly out the window, yet the cat ear-shaped module atop her head twitched, component of her exosuit packed with high-sensitivity detectors.
汚染濃度が上がってる。療養センターに近づくほど高いみたい。
Not a good sign. Ubu straightened instantly, eyes narrowing on the road ahead, fully alert. How do you say this? Sento Junbi. No, that's ready. Are you ready for combat? Whatever. Prepare for combat. Look, trees on both sides, single lane down the middle, textbook ambush setup.
何かが近づいてきてる。エネルギー反応は変異者かな。
I feel like we could just hit them with the car.
おかしいにゃ。変異者はこんなに早く移動しないはず。
Or not.
視認範囲に入ってくるよ。
Visual range, that's, what, like 200 meters? 300 meters? I thought Mashiru was driving. Why? Oh, whatever. I eased the vehicle to a stop, cooled the engine, and listened. The sound of wings flapping came from the distance. Mashiru climbed through the window onto the roof, rifle leveled toward the sound, while Booby jumped out and took cover behind the door, weapon steady. The changed bird? I studied the bird carefully. It was flying erratically, its body glinting with that familiar shimmer of Tarijin. A changed bird?
もっと強い反応が接近。数は10体以上。違う。これは私たち射撃レーダーに捉えられてる。
I don't know if Sakitsuki is still here, but they follow me on Twitter. I've been getting followed on like Twitter for like the past day and a half or so. That like its viewers follow me. I don't think I reposted anything of like value, so I don't know how people are finding me. Just some black specks on the horizon, then streaks, tails of flame closing in fast. Get away from the vehicle! We split and dove. Heartbeat later, a dozen missiles slammed into the vehicle. The roadbed erupted, dirt and smoke billowed up, and for a moment we couldn't see a thing. Masaru, drop that bird! Oh, we had to pete it. The word had barely left my lips when a shot rang out, then the dull thud of metal meeting flesh. Wu was already moving, darting upward to snatch up the dead bird. The bird was likely a scout or spotter, so eliminating it came first. The debris had barely settled, no follow-up fire.
視認範囲に敵が見当たらない。
I don't know if the change in Titans have like a hive mind, but given that the bird was a changed bird and was acting as a spotter, then maybe they do, or at least like this variant does.
待って、後ろから。
I said even before she spoke, a pulse of danger behind us. A chill shot down my spine, and every hair of my body stood on end. I turned, and a thin northern drawn. A lone figure stood in the middle of the road, cutting off our retreat. This time, in this place, someone with access to military-grade ordnance and a nerve to stand against us alone. It's been a while, Roseanne. Haven't we seen her in like the last update? We stood a few dozen meters away, yet her voice came through as if whispered beside my ear. I never sensed her approach. Even Master's radar wouldn't have caught her unless she allowed it. I'm not the one who fled last time.
久々に会って積もる話もあるが、辺境ではもう始まっているだろう。さて、少し気が早いが、始めようか。その軽口がこれで聞き納めだと思うと、ちょっと寂しいがな。
This is about the Locket Ranch, isn't it? Our cryptic words left Roseanne silent. You're afraid that once I take care of Edda, I'll have both hands free on for you. Soon came running, hoping to finish me while Edda still keeps me occupied to raise her biggest threat. And to fight, I thought took surprise, but striking the moment I arrived, are you that desperate? Or just arrogant?
何? こんなチャンスは二度と来ない。たったそれだけのことさ。
He smiled and looked up. I felt like locking eyes with a beast through the bush. In a moment, I caught the intent to kill in her gaze. That ferocious glint looked ready to devour the dawn, sharp as the flash, crossing blades, then vanished when she lowered her eyes. Before she could speak again, I stepped forward. Just one step. That single step stopped her short. She narrowed her eyes. 2 steps. 3. It wasn't bravado. It wasn't a bluff. Each step was measured, deliberate. Whatever she was plotting, she already had more than enough reason to want me dead. She was proud, too proud, to forgive anyone who turned down her offer of alliance. That alone made her target. Like a new hero, she'd already been itching for a chance to finish me. I haven't forgotten that. 4 steps. 5. Yo, she has ice powers. Roseanne raised her right hand. Taijin powers. Smoky violet gathered at her fingertips, takes shape like something out of a fantasy. Hunting knife about 20 centimeters long, light running down the blade. I couldn't even tell her exactly how it had formed. And still, I kept walking. 9 steps. 10. Rosa lifted her head, eyes spread with excitement.
やはり私の目に狂いはない。もしあんたがその理想みたいに軟弱な男だったら、それこそ退屈極まりないよ。こんなあんたこそ、このロザンの相手にふさわしい。
I just noticed consciously that her chest is censored. I don't think her chest was censored before. Unless it's just like this specific art style or like artwork. From the tree line on both sides of the road, ships stepped out. Humanoid, but clearly not human. Machine guns rising to surround us. Bubo and Max shooters slid into position at my side. In a breath, we locked into a wedge formation and drove straight for Roseanne.
分析員、あれ、今使う？
No. Not yet. Roseanne was too fast. Before my words even left my mouth, she was already in front of me, blade cutting from my skull. In that instant, I knew. All I cautioned still fell short. The difference in speed and power wasn't something technique could close, and Roseanne's technique was sharper still. This wasn't a fight Bubu or Marcia could join in. I locked in, forcing myself to match her pace. My right hand shot out, catching her arm, wielding the knife. I dropped my left shoulder and drove in, straight into her guard. This my palm locked around her wrist, but I didn't let go of the blade and caught my hand instead. The Titan knife dissolved on cue, liquid light crawling up the back of her hand, flowing into my palm. A sort of Titan tore through my core, then recoiled, snapping back into her. In that single touch, the current cycled 3 times before I could even breathe. It was a lesson I had learned the hard way from Rosen herself, like a new interior when I could barely control Titan. Back then it was already a flood, now a raging storm. But I'd grown stronger. I forced the discomfort down and drove forward, slamming into her chest like a cannonball. An immovable force, like hitting a wall of steel. The recoil threw me back. Even with perfect leverage, I couldn't gain the upper hand. We froze for a heartbeat. Did it next belong to Rosen? My strike slurred past thought, fast as a serpent snap, even my eyes caught only the after images. Reflex and training barely kept my guard up, each block hit like a grinder on bone. Then came the barrage, knees, hooks, and roundhouse kicks folding together in one unbroken rhythm. It had been a long time since I'd felt pressure like this, the pressure of a fight I had long been awaiting. My body warmed up, blood surging through my veins. Time itself began to slow down. I need to get some more water, Jesus Christ. I'll be right back in like 20 seconds. Okay, I'm back. Okay, let's check my motion tracking. Yep, it's good. Okay. Okay, I need to drink more water. Fine. My ragged breathing steadied. Each heartbeat struck loud in my ears. The gunfire and shouting behind us slowed to a distant echo. Yet Rosen's punches stayed relentless. I finally caught up. My muscles found a rhythm. Defense, counter, strike. 2 engines grinding against each other at full speed. Attacks were merciless, each one cutting for the kill. So I abandoned defense for the moment. Fist to fist, elbow to elbow, every clash kicking back, only to drive the next. It was like fighting on a knife's edge, each clash feeding back a faint discord. Discord? The impact wasn't muscle alone. No ordinary body could deliver or absorb power like this. The stakes were high and stacked against me. That clean hit from earlier barely registered on her, but one of hers could put me at a disadvantage in an instant. That shield like recoil and impact, in a way she could conjure a knife out of thin air. Instantaneous intelligent defense? With that theory in mind, I took a gamble. He stepped in with a lead hook. I dropped my guard and drove forward. Turned my body, stood between her arms, forearm tucked, elbow up, grabbing for her sternum like a battering ram. But she didn't flinch, didn't even try to block. Instead, a grim smile crept across her face. Pure white scales appeared across the exposed skin of her chest. What is that? So I guess she's like forming scales on her body with Tyrogen on the spot. Like a hammer striking an anvil. The shock stunned my limbs for a split second. But unlike last time, Rosen shook it off, a fraction late, a fraction faster. The window was tiny, there wasn't even time to pull back, let alone strike. But she seized it. Her right hand clamped down on my shoulder. Heartbeat later, her head slammed into my brow. The fastest move possible in that gap, almost impossible to block. Darkness crashed over my sight. I fell back on instinct, arms up to guard my vitals, but before my vision cleared, whoop kick cracked against my thigh. Those gray scales, what are they? What was I just thinking? Yeah, but wiped my thoughts clean. The distance I'd just gained vanished. Roseanne was already on me again, not giving me a second to think. Then I found a way to break the deadlock. But I'd already figured it out. What I needed was time. Then I'd make some. Time to bust out the finisher I'd prepared for Roseanne. Out of the corner of my eye, I caught Boo-Boo. She and Matsudo had been locked with Roseanne's underlings, lines shifting back and forth. Now Matsudo was gone, and Boo-Boo was sprinting straight for me. Where's Matsudo? No time to think. After another clash with Roseanne, I sprang back on the recoil. Matsudo! Death nail! 1 minute earlier, the two girls who rushed Roseanne with me realized at once there was no opening to break in.
私何をすれば
他の敵を食い止めて分析員を援護する
Figures shimmered through the fog, spectral outlines moving toward them from the sanatorium's direction. Those do not sound like machine guns unless those are submachine guns. A staccato burst of gunfire tore through the woods. That is the first time I've seen staccato used in a sentence. Bullets hammered down like rain, leaving almost nowhere for them to take cover. Against manifestations, this is about as good as far as firearms get. Pure saturation fire, area denial. You can dodge one lane, maybe two, but not a whole web of bullets. Matsudo dropped and rolled, shoving Boo-Boo aside.
避けて
Boo-Boo caught on instantly. As the fire swept low, they kicked out in opposite directions, tearing the fire net in half. Matsudo rolled once more and vanished into the trees, her sniper rifle already strapped across her back. The sensor feed overlaid enemy coordinates across her HUD. In this densely wooded grove, Matsudo held the advantage, at least for now. In less than a minute, she cleared the area without a sound. Stock, close, cut. As insurance, she made sure to stash throat, underarms, and thigh. With the close swept, Matsudo glanced briefly at the fallen enemies. Hard to call them human, they were more like grotesque, twisted monsters. Warped faces, bodies bent by mutation, leak intelligent contamination that pulsed red on her sensors. But the uniforms rang a bell, taking back through her memories. She remembered seeing them in the Containment Zone, the Coyotes. She blinked when head-mounted sensors stayed fixed on the adjutant's position. Two massive tangled energy readings flooded the scan, smothering the weaker signals. Yeah, those sound like a assault rifle burst fire. Do pistols even have burst fire? I guess the R93 does, but I don't think Boo-Boo was using R93 or like a variant of it. They look like M1911s to me. Controlled burst echoed from Boo-Boo's side. Matsudo lifted her wrist display across the road. Only Boo-Boo's tag was still active. On her flank, a single hostile lingered nearby.
早く分析員を助けないと
He brought up her sniper rifle to relieve some brush. Brush? Bushes? I don't know. An unaware enemy came into view.
Heimdall.
Heimdall!
Matsudo stepped the muscle toward the sound. A woman stood in the thicket, a few dozen meters away.
エステル
In that blink, the silhouette resembling Esther vanished from her scope. The terminal shrieked, hostile pings flared across the display. But Matsudo didn't have a second to confirm. The figure tore through the branches like a beast that felt no pain, crashing into Matsudo and hurling her back. I thought Esther was good. Or is she like partially changed given the crystal things on her hands?
絶対に忘れない。お前はあの時の。
I should have barely brought her dagger up in time to parry. The wind crashed into her, driving them both through tree after tree with inhuman force. Blood ran down the dagger's groove. Esther gripped both guard and blade, her face twisted with pain and hatred. Her top kind of looks like Vidya. Like this part. I don't know what to call it. Pinned against a splintered trunk, Masaru braced with everything she had to keep the dagger from her throat. The wind's intent to open it was more than clear. Masaru! Death knell! After drove the blade down, its edge inching toward Masaru's throat. Masaru twisted her head aside. The dagger grazed her ear. Using the momentum, she caught Esther's wrist and drove the blade through her hand into the trunk. The instant the pressure eased, Masaru tore free and drew the device from her vest. The air rippled outward from her hand. Perfect spear warped light in space as if it expanded. I need more water. Christ. 1 year earlier, Vidya and Masaru stood across from Tao's desk while she reviewed the proposal Vidya had just handed over.
いいでしょう。
だから言ったでしょ。
You shot me a quick, triumphant grin, but I caught the look on Tao's face.
ただし、プロジェクトの責任者は変えさせてもらいます。
待ってください。私が一から立てたプロジェクトなのに人に任せるなんて。
Who else is gonna lead R&D? Masaru?
分析員。彼でないと許可できません。
Why us? Aren't we like head of security?
たとえ進捗が遅れようとも、このプロジェクトを任せられるのは彼だけです。
Like, aren't we head of security plus the adjutant? I think adjutant is like a promotion from security, head of security, but whatever.
おう。ああ。
We did call on it once, but beside her, Masaru still looked confused. I looked at me, then at Masaru.
これが完成すれば、分析員にとって何を意味するのか。二人とも、当然分かっていますよね。これは彼が立ち上げた、彼の体を研究するプロジェクトで、結果として彼を危険にさらしかねない武器が出来上がります。
What? Alright, no need to be so grim. If I can't trust the people in this room, then there's no point in doing it. I'll trust you to keep this classified. It doesn't have to be me at the helm.
いいえ、あなたが引き受けないのなら、この件は却下します。
Well, how is that adamant? Either, I'll do it. With that day a year ago, the secret project began moving under my lead. By studying my body and the interconversion among Taijin's three states, we developed an apparatus called the Death Knell. It runs on Masaru's manifestation output, amplified through her new exosuit. Once activated, the Death Knell releases oscillation pulses in regular intervals. Those pulses drop Taijin into resonance, forcing reversion from its energy form to matter. Anyone manipulating Taijin in its energy state under the Death Knell's field suffers the backlash of that forced reversion. Oh, so like if you're manipulating Taijin as an energy, kind of like how ether was theorized to work, or like ether in Xenoblade Chronicles. It just turns straight into another state. So if it's energy to like solid state, then it just crystallizes. For example, the Taijin might crystallize inside Roseanne's body. I don't know what the third state is, so I'm just gonna assume it's from energy to solid or something similar. Even without active control, it triggers a face lock. Resonance freezes the Taijin structure inside the body. It's like having a sword embedded within you. Move, and you're cut from the inside. Yep. In this world, only two can read Taijin freely shift its states: Roseanne and me. Since our first encounter, my combat ability had changed beyond recognition. But Roseanne had been idle either. The deeper I studied, the clearer it became that this power had infinite variations. I couldn't even guess at Roseanne's limits. To ensure a true kill switch against her, I chose to trust Tao. Let Yggdrasil study my physiology and find a way to neutralize my own power. Masaru! Death Knell! My command, Buba surged forward. Two hovering mirrors rose behind her and began looping tight. Circles at high speed around me. Roseanne's assault never stopped. Masaru was still nowhere to be seen, and the Death Knell's waves hadn't hit yet. Staying on the defensive was increasing the danger. behind me, Boo Boo flew to mirrors in sync with my footwork. Look at my footwork. Even had to divert focus just to keep her safe from Roseanne's strikes. At last, just as I was about to pull back and regroup with Master, the Death Knell's waves arrived. The mirrors trailingly burst apart, then reformed against my back, locking together into a full-body shield. Yep, it's working on her. The wave slammed into Roseanne full force. She coughed blood on impact, suspended midair, frozen as if she'd hit an invisible wall. The Death Knell's waves can't tell friend from foe. If they touch me, I take the hit too. This new exosuit carries an auxiliary system of 72 reflective microdrones. The specular array. One of its core functions is wave suppression. The drones link into lamellar plates, move as mirrors on both sides. They can form a large tactical screen or disperse under Boo's direct control. Okay, so that's her like March 7 for Evernight ability. How many plates were there? 72 or is it 36? 72 plates. 72 plates on the back. If I recall, a level 10 plate has 36 panels, if I recall correctly. 72 panels would fully block the torso, maybe the arms as well, like the back of the arms, or like the top of the shoulders, maybe. I guess it could make sense, but it really has to depend on if the Adjutant is using any Taijin within his body. When a wave comes, she maneuvers the array to shield me from the brunt, but combat suit adds another buffer, keeping the penalty minimal. Like now, the wave tore through Roseanne while I barely felt it. Imada! Even with the shield, a sense of vertigo surged through me. I passed through the nausea, through the twisting pain of movement, and drove in. My throat's starting to feel sore from speaking so much. I feel like this is like much longer than usual. Usually, like this would be like 2 or 3 progress segments. Unless this event is like shorter than usual. Roseanne's twisted face filled my sight. My fist was an inch from her chest. One more, and I drive it straight through her heart. Her grey white scales erupted again, then began to fracture, spider webbing under my punch. Dark blood sprayed from her mouth. The scales are reacting. I shoved the fraud aside and drove another fist into the same spot. The second wave hit. The wood had to still be behind me. I caught the whir of the specular array breaking and reforming. The pulse washed over us again. I tasted iron. I pushed iron from the blood in his mouth. The black patch was manageable. This is the opening I'd never get again. I unleashed the third punch. Something gave this time. I finally felt flesh. Fourth, an uppercut clean into her gutless chest. How do you uppercut into her chest? Like her boobs? Got my fist too late. Her sternum shattered. I guess she was like leaning forward. That's how an uppercut would connect. Her sternum shattered. My knuckles drove on through. My palms still wrapped around them. The follow-up went for her throat. Windpipe collapsed under the blow. I followed through. Left fist pinning her hand and heart. Right fist smashing through her throat. JHG, thank you for the follow. I hope you enjoy your stay. I'm not sure if you're from the raid earlier. But I'm immune. I'm immune. Jesus Christ, I need more water. I'm immune. When I met the 50% fanboy, 50% genius and TV YouTuber, and someone that followed me last one got banned. Sure. It's kind of funny how like people like follow me with like bot names and then they just comment stuff like, "Oh, please follow me," or like, "Please commission me for art," and then they get banned like weeks or months after. But yeah, welcome to the stream and hope you enjoy your stay. There's drops. I believe you have to watch for like 2 hours for them. Not quite sure. Third wave hit. My next punch was already halfway through. Mate, chotto okashi. The instant I felt it and tried to slip back, Roseanne's hand, Spook out of her chest, snapped shut on my wrist like a vise. Boo Boo! No time for further orders, no need either. As the plates Boo Boo was piloting were already breaking apart and sealing tight along my back. The Death Knell's pulses weren't hitting me hard, but something had shifted. In a scramble, Roseanne, Specular Ray, and I had fallen into one line. The freight wave was barely touching her now. Oh, so like we're blocking, we're like fully blocking Roseanne from the Ray. From the Death Knell. Caught my outer hand, grinning right into my face. Her heartbeat thundered, her sternum knitted back together, then swelled, forcing my fist out of her chest. The damage I had done vanished in a heartbeat. The powerful suction pulled at me from her palm. The touch in my blood wrenched free. Streams of energy drawn into her hand around mine. Her instant regeneration had turned the fight on its head. Worse, Master could only fire a Death Knell 3 times. Now Boo Boo and I were the ones in danger. Did I pull back? No. The bot flickered, then died. My body stopped processing information, reading intent, preempting the next move. Instinct, tampered through countless battles, told me one thing. I had to break Roseanne's move here now. Right after revealing that incredible regeneration ability, she'd gone straight to draining the Titan out of me. It wasn't a feint, her heart had been half pulverized. She was forced to use that power, and her next move had to flip the field. The same choice I'd made when the Death Knell hit. So we're just capitalizing off of the opportunities. I'll put everything into holding the Titan in place. The 4th wave hit. Huh? Wait, a 4th? Roseanne and I coughed blood at the same instant. The world went crimson, the Death Knell wave slammed into both of us, full force while we were locked together. A 4th shot hadn't been in the plan, and Boo Boo had already pulled back the protective plates. But this development worked in my favor. Yeah, we are now on an even playing field. I'd fallen straight into Roseanne's setup. At this range, she slipped inside the Specular Ray's buffer zone, nullifying the Death Knell's impact on her. Original plan should have gone like this. Machiru would fire the Death Knell, Boo Boo would fly the plates to screen me, letting us press the advantage. The top priority was to weaken Roseanne. The Death Knell doesn't affect Boo Boo, and if the tide turned, close quarters Kit would let her finish Roseanne while the wave crippled her. When the wave hit me, no amount of drills with Machiru could have prepared me for that kind of pain. I'm still to a crawl. Boo Boo burst past my shoulder, crushing me, folding Roseanne in half, lifting her clean off the ground. With 2 fingers hooked like talons, she slashed straight for Roseanne's eyes. But even under the phase lock, Roseanne twisted forward and drove her forehead into Boo Boo's hand. Roseanne splattered blood again, but she had recovered half a beat before I did. Boo Boo's hand was injured, but she still controlled the Specular Ray. Ready to get wide into a defensive screen, at point-blank range, her submachine guns roared. She has SMGs? I thought she had dual pistols. Or was that Machiru? No, Machiru has a sniper. What the fuck? An entire burst hammering into Roseanne. Roseanne barely managed to guard her vitals with one arm, then staggered back hard. Boo Boo shifted to pursue, but I stopped her. Leave her. Find Machiru. Enabling Roseanne disappeared into the roadside wood. We moved toward the Death Knell's position and found Machiru stumped against the splintered trunk, pale as chalk. Nago wa nai ka?
平気だよ
She tried to stand, but her legs gave out halfway. 3 activations of Death Knell should have been her limit, yet she fired 4. Now she was completely drained. Roseanne hadn't gone far. That regeneration, however, clearly had limits. She wouldn't have pulled back looking that ragged otherwise. I didn't know much about this new ability verse, but she hadn't figured out the Death Knell either.
分析これからはどうするの
We pursue, but carefully. When you move,
歩かなきゃダメでしょ
right. Here we move. Can't let Roseanne catch on.
行こ
Help Masaru to her feet, and the three of us set off, following Roseanne's trails into the woods. Man, that was long. Oh, no, the progress are the combat. How many story beats? The progress is the story beats. Okay, there's 10 story beats plus 3 files. So we'll end the stream at like I would say like progress 4 because we still have to look at the trials and stuff. Okay, the hunt. Has anyone played Apex Legends? Let's look at the trial of the new characters. That's neat. Probably should be trying them in the character trial itself.
今ロザンがいたよ。目の前。
ブブ、分析員が言ってたよ。落ち着いてって。
わかった。
This area looks nice though.
この汚れ
What does
め。
he do?
重複でしょ。あそこにエレベーターがあるよ。
ハッキング完了。下に敵がいるから気をつけて。
Okay, so her ability seems to scale off of enemy count. The more enemies she hits, the shorter the cooldown. I think that's how it works. I'm not 100% sure.
逃がさない。楽勝だったね。
Yeah, there's some sort of stack from landing either headshots or shots at enemies. These are not submachine guns.
重複商材だね。
Yeah, these are just. What if the fuck is that pistol? It has like a laser sight on the bottom. What is this? Oh, teleporter. Not really a teleporter, is it?
ブブが片付け
It's
る
an
ね。
instant.
今度は右奥から方向を間違えないようにして。
ブブは大丈夫だから集中して。なんて言ったってヘイムダルだから。
You know what? I don't know what the stacks do
権
yet.
限を解放したよ。このまま飛び越えよう。
Not that 3?
重複商材だね。この汚れめ。くらえ。
Wait, 4 is the max. I guess maybe it determines how long the cooldown is. Let's see all.
万象入居。
Oh, 8 stacks now.
シャドウドライブ。どこ行った？
レーダーから見て先にいるはずだよ。
じゃあお邪魔虫はブブ
Is
が
this
片
a
付け
Star
るから。
Master doc? Don't tell me this is just a reused Star Master map. Come on, game.
どれどれ。たとい。作戦成功ね。
It's very tame, very pure. The outro, at least, not the other stuff.
Boo-boo, 分析員の期待は絶対裏切らないもん。
It's another fight? Hold on. What the next one is the progress? Okay, it is the fight. Feign. Let's try using Masaru this time. She's using a sniper though, so probably can't use her too much.
ブブ、分析員の期待は絶対裏切らないもん。
Why don't you use a sniper unless this is like her older form? Oh yeah, it's probably using her older form because her new form isn't released yet. Oh, it's this skill, okay.
分析員逃がさない。重複商材だね。
Let me try doing body shots and see if that's still oh, teleporter. and so if it still stacks her passive thing. Yeah, we'll call it a transporter instead of a
この
teleporter.
汚れ目
These guys are the things.
逃がさないフォーク一つ
The body shots still count.
逃がさないくらえ分析員の役に立てて嬉しいよ承服承罪だの敵たち命が惜しくないの
無残のために時間を稼いでいるんだよ。
部分は大丈夫だから集中して準備よしくらえ楽勝だったねこの汚れ目逃がさないくらえ逃がさない
I think if you fully stack up the mirror, it becomes a single target attack.
分析員
But if you don't stack it up, it's a AoE attack.
ゲートが見えてきたボタンはもう中に入ったのかなどうしたの大丈夫
なんでもない。気にしないで。
そこって押せば
What kind of defense system is this? You can just like go through here, like if there was an invisible wall there.
今なら秘訣充実楽勝だったね
Like, what I'm trying to say is unrealistic.
準備よし
Same with this. Oh, okay, so we have to clear that room as well. Or not? Or is it just bringing us here? It's just bringing us here, okay.
楽勝だったね逃がさない承服承罪だね
But yeah, the single target attack has more damage. And like more punch through because we couldn't do damage to the big guy.
今ならくらえ逃がさない楽勝だったねくらえこの神魚を返す分析員すぐに立つ有効越境
Yeah, so the ult lets us spam the skill. I think we can also activate that ult again. Yeah.
諸悪滅上滅
So that's neat.
どれどれたとい作戦成功ね
It's getting tired already. I need to take a nap soon. I feel like. You burst through the window and hit the corridor. As you chase Roseanne, her creatures swarmed to block the path. Outside, the Federal Sanatorium grounds crawled with the changed and Titans. We were forced to slow. By the time we reached the building, Roseanne's trail was already gone. Tension contaminations raising. Comms are breaking up. Let's find somewhere to regroup and catch our breaths. Things are getting messy.
わかった
Bubu nodded, face pale, hair plastered with sweat. I noticed it back on the highway. Now Mashiru was barely conscious. Mashiru! Out of quiet room, Bubu stood guard at the door while I eased Mashiru onto the bed. There's a bed here, or are you just like just piling things together to make a bed? Fumbled for the sensor display on her wrist, and clasped the strap and set the device in her hand. The sensor on her head flickered, data streamed across the display. Narrow pulse pressure, heart rate spiking, body temperature low, mild shock? Narrow pulse pressure. Pulse pressure narrow. What? Like weak pulse pressure? Weak pulse, high heart rate, low body temperature. So our metabolism is failing. High heart rate but low blood pressure. Huh.
大丈夫。
If this is a normal like person showing up, I would say they're like having a cold. But I don't think she is having a cold. The person's barely there, reaching for a combat kit. She missed. I picked it up for her. What's that?
強心剤を。
Found the ampule, rolled up her sleeve, and drove it into her forearm. Forearm? Okay, with an injector like that, you should be using it either on the upper arm or the thigh, not the forearm. What the fuck? Huh? I remained silent. Beside me, Boo Boo held her breath.
もう平気。心配しないで。ふぅ
What happened?
エステルがいた。もう試乗車になったみたい。映像を撮った。これを見て。
Master tapped the screen. A recording from about 30 minutes earlier appeared on screen. The Death Knell's wave rippled out from Matthew. Gacha split open across Esther's body. Gray white tentacles splattered with blood. She roared in pain, thrashing as if skewered and bound by invisible wires. But still writhed, tearing herself open even deeper. As the pulse faded, she lunged at Master again, straight into the second wave. This time, she powered through and swung anyway. The mist jolted, then the camera slowly moved. The third wave flared, finally locking Esther in place mid-motion. When the Death Knell's grip began to wane, she moved again, and Master fired a fourth without hesitation, even as she slowly, painfully drew the sidearm from her waist. Shot struck at Esther square in the chest. She howled, staggered, but stumbled into the thicket on all fours. The push cut off, Master lowered the terminal. The stimulant was taking hold. Healthy color was spreading across her face. Another demiurge.
上昇は体内にタイタン物質を蓄えてある相手にしか通用しないから。
But it's another thing that the Death Knell works on, I guess. Person. You're gambling with your life.
知ってる。でも分析員が私を必要としてたから答えの分析員にとってロザンは一番の脅威。彼女を排除できるチャンスは逃したくない。体のタイタン汚染がちょっとひどくなっただけだから安心して。上昇を使いすぎた時の生存確率はそこそこ高いにゃん。
Wait, cardiac stimulant, isn't that just adrenaline? If it's adrenaline, then... No, I guess you have to... It depends if it's a noradrenaline or if it's regular adrenaline. Whatever. Fine, but don't do that again. I still tore through the Taijin phase lock like a maniac. No one could have seen it coming. Remember, your safety comes first. Always.
わかったにゃん。
I'm thinking, couldn't Boo Boo have helped with her firearms while she was like shielding us? Like, I don't know, whatever. I forgot to read it. Master gave it a little wink, brushing it off with her usual bit of cuteness. I rubbed my brow with a sigh. Master has always been stubborn. When she decides on something, she never wavers. She wasn't nearly as fine as she looked. The Death Knell runs off her manifestation power and amplifies her exosuit, which puts a brutal strain on her heart. When she channels it, even the smallest movement pushes her heart closer to collapse. In training, 3 activations were her absolute limit. But this time, under Demiurge's assault, she forced the 4th, drove the target back, and she still held herself together all the way here. In case Roseanne circled back. I need some more water, fucking hell. felt a pang of guilt. All I could do was reach out and ruffle her hair, watching fine beads of sweat gather in her brow. I turned to Boo Boo. In the fight with Rodan, she actually exceeded my expectations. Time to give my baby some praise. Arms crossed, she blinked, not catching my drift. I took her injured hand and lifted over, careful not to hurt her. So, how did you feel going up against Rodan?
分析私やらかしちゃったよね。2回もチャンスあったのにブブのことせめてよ。
Amid the third and fourth Death Knell waves, amidst the close quarters chaos, the spectacular ray had dulled the third wave's impact on Rodan. And when the fourth hit, Rodan still broke through Boo Boo's strike. That's what she was blaming herself for. But it wasn't really on Boo Boo, not when our opponent was Rodan. Rodan and I weren't just evenly matched in power, her will to fight was exceptional too. Those great red scales that appeared and that instant regeneration during the third wave. My mind drifted, then snapped back. Boo Boo was standing there, anxious and guilty, eyes shining with unshed tears. I'd been silent so long she thought I was upset with her. Your wrist dislocated. Hold still, this is gonna hurt. Oh! With a steady pull, I guided the joint back into place. The sharp pain stopped the tears before they could fall. I checked her hand again, sore this time. Fingers are fine. Sorry, I zoned out for a bit. How do you say you did well in Japanese again? It's like otsukare, but in this case you shouldn't use otsukare. And gokuro is for like talking down and whatever. You did well, Boo Boo. Don't beat yourself up. Your reactions were quick, and despite that brutal, you still kept full control of the spectral ray.
でも私が少々に気づけなかったせいでこんなことに。
How's that your fault? Rosan grabbed my wrist, and that's why I couldn't pull back in time. In just 2 waves, mere seconds, she'd already read our setup and found a counter. None of us knew there'd be a 4th wave, and you still charged in to face her. Boo lifted her head from her chest, her eyes still glistening, lashes away.
分析員をちゃんと守りたかったの。今度こそ。倒すまで何度だって分析員と一緒にロダンに立ち向かうの。
That's my girl. I reached out and ruffled her hair. Roseanne, she's something else. I don't just mean her new abilities, even with the phase lock hurting her, she still was able to take her strike. Instant regeneration aside, pushing through that kind of pain takes incredible willpower. Back in training at headquarters, I'd taken Death Knell waves head on, and shielded more than once. I know exactly how much willpower and discipline it takes to keep moving through that kind of pain. My thoughts began to settle as I replayed the fight. Great scales, strength and speed beyond human limits, and that burst of instant regeneration at the end. No wonder she'd come at me so boldly. Without the Death Knell, even all of Heimdall together might not have been enough to bring her down. I had a hunch every one of those strange abilities tied it back to Teddygen. Early on, each of my strikes must have connected with those scales. That's why the head felt wrong. When the waves hit and the face lock engaged, the scales fractured on impact. After that, they didn't come back. She must have been generating them reflexively, right as each strike landed. I closed my eyes and focused, feeling the Teddygen flow through my veins, drawing it slowly towards the back of my hand. Bit by bit, like dragging through mud, gray violet matter welled up beneath the skin on the back of my hand, swelling into waste patch. Is he trying to like learn how to crystallize skin? Kind of like the Titans in the Attack on Titan. I brushed my fingers over the abnormal patch of skin. Aikido. Under my will, the great violet mass receded, sinking back into my skin. I pulled at my comm signal to reach headquarters. Static screeched. Teddygen contamination here was too heavy. The call failed.
もう大丈夫だにゃ。
I should just sit out on the bed, planting both feet on the floor with 2 firm stomps.
これから本部に連絡するの？
Yeah, I need to get in touch with Sapphire. I would need to trace the source of this Teddygen contamination. From how Rosen reacted to the death knell, those skills, that regeneration, they're bound by the face lock, which means they're Taijin based. If you don't purge the Taijin here, taking her down will be very difficult.
ロザンって任務の標的じゃないんだよね。どうしてここで倒さなきゃいけないの？
Well, Zinda, she won't sit around waiting for Heimdall to rally. She's the prey and we're the hunters. And she sees it exactly the same way. We also need to go in headquarters. Without the death knell, it's extremely dangerous for anyone but me to run into Roseanne alone.
じゃあソフィーは？
We'll check on Sophie too, but Roseanne and Demiurges came first. Mate. Boo-boo, the bird? Must you shot down earlier. Did you bag it?
ちゃんと取っといたよ。
You go and clip the dead bird from her exosuit and handed it to me. You parted the feathers, so the residue clung to the skin and punished alike. Prying the beak open, I saw a dull grey Taijin light pooling inside its throat. It's still flat with this contamination. I directed a trace of Taijin from my body into the bird, watching how it moved, the sheen, comparing fresh resonance to residual buildup. It's almost synthetic, it's natural contamination. Then if it isn't Roseanne. Thinking back, the bird hadn't been scouting. It posed no threat. More like a warning? A rasping chirp cut through the silence outside, and Mashi and Boo Boo snapped their weapons toward the door. Then came a ragged flutter of wings. Another bird, nearly identical to the one in my hand, stumbled onto the door handle and cocked its head askew, staring at me. Then it left off again, vanishing from sight. Alright, in that case, we follow it.
追いかけるの？
No one wants to see us, someone caught between Roseanne and me.
あれ？お兄ちゃん、何の用？イリナ。こっちに戻って。
Her girl was half reclining on the bed, calling out to the child who had run toward me.
うん。
Taro, the little one, Elena, paused, then scurried back and hid behind a girl. Realizing I meant no harm, the girl relaxed a little, though she still kept the child close behind her.
あなたは誰？どうやって入ってきたの？
I believe this belongs to Sophie. Is she here? I pointed to the bird that had just flown in and settled on the shelf. It fluttered its wings and disappeared into the inner room.
こんにちは、分析員さん。
Oh my gosh, she's hot.
会いに来てくださってありがとうございます。
From her voice alone, I knew. She was the one who'd spoken in Edda's broadcast. But something was different. In the video, her voice had a spellbinding pull. Now that manipulative undertone was gone. And yet, it still felt like a voice rising from within me, drawing me closer without me noticing. It must have triggered an alert. Mashi's sensors chirped softly, and Booba's specular ray rose to the position behind me, ready to engage. At ease. I caught Booba's hand before she could draw her weapon. Other than that mind-bending voice, Sophie posed no threat to me. Besides, the bird perching on her hand looked just like the one that had warned us before we met Roseanne. After we entered the sanatorium, it guided us here. Two girls, one frail, one innocent. She's trying to disarm me with weakness. Let me talk here then, emissary.
降臨弾も聖女ももう存在しません。私は私。この子たちはタイタン汚染を受けた子です。お察しの通り、誰かを傷つける力などありません。
Alright, don't lead the way. You don't want them to hear what we're about to discuss, I assume.
ありがとうございます。では、両者、イリナを任せました。すぐに戻りますから。ソフィーお姉ちゃん。
The girl on the bed looked at me, where we etched across her face.
安心してください。彼らは悪い人じゃありません。
Head bowed and hands folded over her abdomen, she passed me with a quiet grace. I followed Sophie into the lobby. The place seemed deserted. The cavernous halls still bore the nearest Federation-era style. Neat overall, but dust had gathered in the corners. Is it only the three of you here? Sophie didn't answer, and impressed. We crossed the hall, took the corridor, and stopped before the room at the far end. It must have been hers, a hospital bed and 2 chairs, one large, one small. Presumably for the 2 girls in her care.
どうぞ。
Yeah, I'm not here for pleasantries. I held back because you showed goodwill. That doesn't absolve you of what happened. She listened in silence, waiting for me to go on. I'll be blunt. We clashed in the containment zone. Even if the inventors are gone, we still have the right to hold you accountable for what you did. And now, at a critical phase of our plan, your voice had appeared in Ada's broadcast, and Yggdrasil has hard proof that it's yours. Do you want me to play it for you, or would you claim you didn't know what it was for?
あの映像を見たのですね。
I ask questions here. You had my gaze.
はい。私です。自分の声と交換に、エッダから欲しいものを手に入れました。
It was just a transaction then.
もしそれ以上のつながりがあるなら、こうも容易に見つかる場所に長いなんてしません。
That is the one who let me here. Something about her didn't sit right, so I kept it to myself. She paused. When I didn't object, she went on.
あなたにも一つ取引をお願いしたいです。聞いていただけますか？
I stayed silent, and she went on.
交換条件として、エッダから教わった覚醒者の秘密をお教えします。そちらのお嬢さんの体も何とかしてみせましょう。
Some manifestations are called kaksheisha, which means awaken people.
私はもう大丈夫だから。
Does she talk about Mashiru? Mashiru ignored Sophie and muttered to me instead. Thought struck me. I found myself rubbing my fingertips without thinking. A few minutes ago, when Mashiru came out of shock, I laid a hand on her leg. A fine sheen of sweat had gathered on her skin. Mashiru's an analgesia, the condition that prevented her from feeling pain. It would also prevent sweating. Her glands are intact, but the nurse failed to send a signal. I didn't know much about Mashiru's analgesia, but I knew this. If she's sweating, something's wrong. Alright, what do you want in return?
先にあの映像について、あなたの見解をお聞かせください。
Is that part of the deal? Lily fell silent. She stepped closer, her gaze drifting past me and Boo-Boo before coming rest on Maxiru.
普通を知らないことほど苦しいことはあるでしょうか。
That same haunting resonance from the broadcast crept back into her voice. It was like a soothing balm. Even the tension left from the fight with Rosa seemed to ease. Time to Mashiru again. Beads of sweat glistened on her forehead. She scrunched her eyebrows as if enduring something unseen. Mashiru.
大丈夫。
I met my eyes, lost and uncertain.
回復していますね。良いことです。
I took Mashiru's hand. Her eyes flicked to the sensor displaying on her wrist.
ちょっとだけ安定してきた。私からのささやかな気持ちです。では、教えていただけますか？
Dot. It's been like this since we met. Nothing seemed to matter to her except the answer she wanted. What exactly do you want to know, and how I intend to deal with Veda?
あの未来についてどうお思いですか？その考えがどうであれ、エッダがそうしたのはユグドラシルは何か企んでいると、そう人々に信じさせることが目的なのでしょう。あなたはエッダの言うような人間なのでしょうか？なぜエッダを拒んだのですか？
Eda's very creation was a mistake. The way she sought answers and the ending she planned out were bound to be wrong. Develop one's mind and live forever in a virtual world, that might be the right path for her, but she's inhuman. And it's only natural that humanity would resist her. Maybe that's the only path to so-called immortality, maybe even to civilization's survival. But humanity doesn't accept it. At least I don't.
けれど結末はもう覆せません。違いますか？
Every human being dies eventually. Immortality isn't something humans should pursue. Like I said, her creation was a mistake, created to handle problems that were ours to solve. The mistake isn't on Eda, it's on those who naively placed that burden on her. And I want to correct that mistake. Nothing more. Are you gonna stop me?
いいえ。あなたの考えが知りたいだけと申し上げたはずです。では、その後はあの未来とどう向き合うおつもりですか？
Well, that's not me that should be worried about. I never call myself a savior. I don't have some grand plan to fix the world. Anyone who claims they do usually has an agenda. The ideas of a savior is a lie. You tell too many stories like that. Someone rises, fixes everything, sets the world right. But it never works that way. The world's problems, our flaws and contradictions, they aren't for one person to solve, but for everyone to work on. I'm no doctor. I can't cure Dravosis. I've just been lucky. My life used to be simple. Live as best as I could hope. You know, hope someone found a cure, hope things slowly got better. Hope children make their parents proud, hope the beaten to find the strength to stand again. That was enough for me. Even with Dravosis, the one wasn't so bad. But some people couldn't stand that. They had to burn it all down. And call it ambition, a chance to prove themselves. I just happen to have the power to stop them. That's all my saving the world amounts to. But to fix everything alone, I have my own life, my own happiness. To give all that up, to throw myself completely into that kind of crusade, it might change nothing at all. And to the ones who care about me, that would be cruelty. Humanity has its fate, its fight. We'll find the answer ourselves. I'll make sure of it. That the answer is what humanity is looking for. Not Eda's, not any single person's, not Roseanne's, not mine. On the road where humanity struggles towards salvation and its ideals, I'm just a blade cutting down monsters along the way. I don't have the answers itself.
わかりました。分析員さん、教えていただきありがとうございます。光栄です。
Let's get back to the point. You won't be of much help in my fight with Roseanne. But since you've shown goodwill in coming forward and helping Mashiru, I can make this offer. Cooperate, make amends for what you've done, and your soul will not make things hard for you. Your secret is what you can offer me. So tell me, what do you want in return?
私の身柄の自由と、そして秘密は、ここを離れてからお教えすることになります。
You're saying I should let you go first, knowing you worked with Veda, risking her tearing down my plan, and only when you're safe for you to tell me a secret that's supposed to help me.
信じていただけますか？直ちに教えて差し上げたいのですが、今話せない事情があります。
You still wore that same look of utter sincerity. She'd had it since the moment we met. So genuine it almost felt rehearsed. What do you hear then? And those girls? What's their story?
かわいそうな子たちです。あの子たちの声を聞いてあげていました。彼女たちの苦しみと選択に耳を傾け、救済を授け、救いへと導くのです。
Salvation? Don't tell me you mean Valor. Maybe your song lets them die with less pain, but they still die. And that because of Veda.
わかっています。ええ。もちろん無力な私には彼女たちの命を救えません。私にできるのは 苦しみがないようそれはもちろん救いとは程遠いものなのでしょう。私には皆を救う力がありませんから。
I knew she had a part in a scheme, but in those last few words, the false note vanished. Whatever she'd done, her kindness toward those girls were real. I wanted to believe that there was still some good left in her, besides, letting her go was part of the plan. Ida, I'll let you walk this time.
ありがとうございます。理解してくださって。
We turned away and left the room.
分析、そのままにしていいの？
Yeah, I need to contact headquarters.
彼女が言ったことを確かめるの？
No, I want to see what Eda had planned for me. There's no point in catching her now. Bring her surprises soon enough. I need to contact XQ to report Max's condition. Whether the plan continues will depend on that.
だから大丈夫だって。上昇の反動が消えたから調子はちゃんと戻ったにゃ。
That Master threw a sharp look. She flinched, dancing toward the doorway, still holding my hand. Alright, let's head to the roof. If we can't get a signal there either, we're moving out. Mashiru's sensors flickered back to life as we started up the stairs? What? As we started walking up the stairs to the second floor. Jesus Christ. Sophie's chest rose and fell in small, steady breaths. As she walked, the conversation kept replaying in her head.
話しすぎたのでしょうか。でも知りたいことを聞けましたし、エッタに頼まれた仕事もやり遂げました。
He's still working with Eda.
分析員さんは優しいお方ですね。あなたのような優しい人ならいつかきっと分かってくれますよね。さて、これからは
Turning the plan over in her mind, she pushed the door open.
待っていたよ、ジョーちゃん。
Fuck! God damn it. God, why do I have trust in hot woman? Jesus fucking Christ.
通信がまだつながらない。やっぱりここの汚染濃度も高いみたいにゃ。じゃあ分析員の言う通りにしよう。変異者を片付けながら通信の調子を確かめよう。くらえ。あのソフィーって人、変異者がこんなにうようよいるところに病気にかかった人を連れ込んで暮らすなんて。通信状態が良くなってきてる。あっちへ行ってみよう。そうだったね。逃がさない。商材だね。
Oh, this is the new guy.
逃がさない。今なら秘訣充実。やる。もっと慎重にやらなくちゃ。
Not that strong though. Ah, crack blast to break and taking enough damage. Thought my ability would hit, but I guess it goes through walls and stuff. Yeah, but this skill is a bit weird.
他に道がないにゃ。とりあえず下へ降りてみよう。後で役立つかもしれないから
ついでに療養センターのどれどれたとい作戦成功ね
I feel like I'm starting to feel like I should split the stream into 3. The story is so long. Like this version. Like holy fuck! How about this? We'll mix something in and then we'll continue the story. Holy fuck! Okay, so we can try out the new Boo Boo and Narita. We already know how she works, but I want to know how her passive works. No details. I guess I could have done this instead. Okay, I guess I can look at the description. The Speculator Soul Exosuit is equipped with an auxiliary system of 72 microdrones. The Speculator Array. Microdrones can converge in clusters of 18 to form an aerial mirror. Besides the first stock combat capabilities, it can also provide visual masking or cloaking. We train rigorously to achieve precise control over the Speculator Array. So this is a skill. Chaos damage up to 5 targets in range. Okay, I thought it was just a straight up AoE. Each time we start shots to do damage, she gains 1 optic halo and 16 optic halo. Her standard skill is enhanced to a spectral shot. Does it consume S energy? It consumes S energy before? Consumed 16 stacks. Or like 1 big stack, but like 16 small stacks. And fire 1 bullet. Guaranteed crit and specially fixed weapon compatibility. Not the sewers, but inflicts shot, hit, and ballistic damage. Well, if you're doing like hero games or whatever, where sometimes there's buffs where it's like it only buffs skill damage, it only buffs ballistic damage. This stat scales off both. That's interesting. Inflicts target with 1 fracture mark. Like up to 24 marks when spectral shot deals damage, it begins 1 light crystal. The light crystal is the big stack. And specular route. Oh, that's it all, I assume. I think that's alright. There's so much reading. Okay. Dual skill shot. Okay, so if we have 2 big stacks minimum, we can use the ult. Ah, okay, so I get how it works now. So you build stacks by shooting your enemy with bullets, and then you use your skill to increase the stack level. At 4 stack, you can use your ult at 2 stacks, but you should use it at 4 stacks. Like if you want to use it early, maybe if you're doing like a boss rush. And you're sure that you can kill him fast enough, you just need to like get your ult up and skills ready first. Then yeah, use it. When you have 2 big stacks, but if you can't, do 4 stacks, because when you use your ult, your stacks get doubled, and you can use those stacks to attack for a total of 8 times. Okay, I get how it works. She goes off attack and chaos damage. Okay. I get it now. Leave? Okay, we can leave. Okay, that's how it works, and now I have 4 stacks, I can double it to 8 stacks. It also has a time limit, it appears. So you can't exactly like activate the ult early to like hold it for the next boss or like next enemy. You have to use it now. Not like now, but like soon. Which is a problem in like overworld, but like, not overworld, but like doing the campaign. But not so much for bosses. And maybe for like some co-op game modes. Okay, we know how Narita works.
ティクスの渡し森の実力、その目で確かめるとこんなものか、肩慣らしにもならん。それスティクスに落ちる覚悟の上のようだ。
Go.
戦闘終了。手応えのある任務はないのか。
We have a few new outfits. So we have Specular Soul. This is her new skin. Yeah, right here.
愛と奇跡よ、ここに権限せよ。分析員を守ることは一歩も譲れない。
I'm supposed to go that way, am I? Or not?
分析員、自分の活躍すごかったでしょ。
What's it putting me? Oh, that's the exit. Okay.
もう一つ足らずだよ。
Let's see the outro.
考えておいた変身のセリフ。あ、言いそびれちゃった。
It's also pretty tame. That's not tame though. Holy fuck. So Fenny's Jingle of Joy. Come on, thank you. I hate how like some like things just don't detect your inputs, even if it knows you're clicking a button. Like ATMs does it. Like a lot of apps do it. And as you can tell, like Snowbreak does it. Like I hate it. Like, bro, you know I'm pressing the button. Just let me press it. I forgot how to use it. There we go.
ダーディ、パーフェクトエンディングにまた一歩近づけたわね。
I would if I had Fenny, I would probably buy the skin. I like it a lot more than her face.
約束されたわ。
They're pretty tame. Not as tame as Boo's, but still pretty tame. Gonna fall for you, Enya Oh, Enya is the Tempest is her form, not a character. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
分析員のそばにいる限り、現実を忘れたりは
I
しま
really
せ
like
ん。
it though. I like the top, but not the pants, the shorts thing. Where the heck that is?
邪魔させませんから、ここでひとまずお休みしましょう。すぐに治りますよ。 大丈夫です。これらの意識で動揺することはありません。
Oh right, fall for you. Get it? Fall as in falling for you as in like in love and also autumn. Okay. Mortal Blade. I cannot tell what the difference is with this skin and also like her base skin, unless this is just like a tattered version of it.
ついてこい。遅れるなよ。いいぞいいぞ。目標達成だが、
Which
気を
form
抜く
is
な。
it? Which skill is it?
逃げられると。
I don't remember that.
僕、すごいだろ。
It's a problem if you're what's the word? If the unit you showcase is weaker than the other, like the support character. What the fuck?
勝者のみが歴史に刻まれ、記憶されるのだ。
Like the Cub is a support unit. Like don't get me wrong, she hits hard, but she is a support unit, and she hits harder than her skill. Moonbeam Angel. Oh, it's for Clarina. I think this is an old skin though. This is just like a rerun. I think, I'm not sure.
舞台の幕開けよ。さて、行きましょう。
Wait, how does the skill work again? I think it's...
翼で羽ばたけ。別に失態じゃない。
Oh, I gotta tap it again. Ah, right.
別に失態じゃない。分析員さん。力がみなぎってく。任務は赤い月よ。集結を。はっ。勝利っていつも欲望を膨らませるものね。
Yeah, I like this one as well. Okay, this is an old skin, for sure. This is definitely old.
騒がしい場所だな。少し静かにしてやる。次はより大きな勝利を差し上げよう。なんだ、あってない。戦場ではいつものことだ。違うか？
I still can't get over how long the story is. Jesus Christ. Let's optimize Heimdall. No, I hate that of it. Or game mode. Let's just do stuff around. Limited. I don't think they added this symbol before, so I guess that's neat. To like show you that, oh hey, it's not permanent. Yeah, hard spell magic. But to protect this unique resonance between the Adjutant and me, making it the very foundation of my belief. Love spell. This magic-inspired skin transforms the weapon into a canvas of enchanting and delightful fantasies. Launch an enchanted dream. Can I buy this separately? Ouch hat, right. Is that all 30? Yeah, I think 30 is pretty cheap. But I don't spend money. How much is 30? What do I see? $38. I don't spend money, but it's tempting. It's only for her though, so... I was trying to dream. This time the geomancer is transformed into an adorable magic girl. Under the glow of the stars and the moon, she unveils her magic tales and love spells for you. Oh yeah, Clarina is old, okay. Jingle of joy. Darling, you're here. Here's the first gift of Star's Day. Guess what I've wrapped of the most exquisite ribbon for you. Hurry, untie me. Winter Wish, a Star Wish Day limited weapon skin symbolizing renewal and blessings of the holiday. Okay. If I were to buy it, I would just buy her skin and not the weapon skin. We've already seen these. Skin, yep. On those, okay. Over here. Did they add an inner? Yep, they added this one. Like pass. Like, guys, anything you see in game, like, even if I say I like it or don't like it, it's your choice in the end if you want to buy it. And you know, if you don't have the money, don't spend the money. Okay. As usual, there is a log. I think, yeah, you guys did see this earlier. Unless you're one of the people who rated the stream. You know, log in for 7 days and you get like 10 pulls permanent. Oh, okay. I don't recall this being here. But this just shows off permanent events, kind of like how Star Rail does it. Let's see, let's claim a bunch of stuff. Yeah, so I guess we can look at the base, see if there's any new like discounted decorations or whatever. No new area. Oh, like GG's Finest? Is this on discount? Holy fuck, it is the entire section! Remember I said like I wonder if it's just a couch or like the whole area? It's the whole fucking area! Why? Do not have enough? I do have enough. Why did it give me the warning? Whatever. Okay, is that... Is it G selection that I did? No. Also want to know, are these like renewable? Man, I should have asked when the Usagi was still here. Whatever. Right. Let's see who we can talk to. It's Asia. That is not a good position if you're trying to tan yourself.
分析員じゃん。
What are you up to? I'm trying to figure out how to delete a review I wrote for an anime. I forgot my username and password for the website, so I'm taking a more technical approach. A review? Did you insult the production team or something? Hardly. I actually wrote a really heartfelt review. So what's wrong with leaving it up? A lot, that's what. The show was just perfect when it first aired. The story throughout the first 9 episodes was flawless. That song and music were excellent too. Let me guess. The first 9 episodes were great, and then after that it just like went downhill, like rather rushed the ending or something. I was just about to go into my hibernation pod back then, but I stayed up all night to write a long, encouraging review for the production team. Couldn't have imagined. I knew it. By 10th episode, it was like the team had used up every cent of their budget. The image quality took a nosedive. It looked like a film strip. What's a film strip? Oh, right. Acacia is from like a century ago. So for Gen Alpha, film strip is like a film reel basically. It's how do I say it? It's like, imagine a roll of tape, but each frame is printed on the tape, and when you like, you know, shine a light through the tape, it shows the image. That's not important. What's important is a lot of people might pick up that anime because of my glowing review. Seriously? So I need to completely delete that review. It's the only way to free myself from this suffocating guilt. Right, this sounds serious. Need some help? Mochiron. What's that saying? Oh, they're string from numbers. That's neat. Surprised there's only one random event. Usually there's more. I guess I haven't been as active as before. I guess there's other things we can do. For example, we can where's Haru? Where the hell is Haru? Right. I think it's logistics. Yeah, we haven't looked at her logistics yet. I have 2 of those because I bought them by accident. So let's train her up. How many can we do, I wonder? We can do hers. Auxiliary units. Does her skill count as auxiliary units? I don't think they do. Yeah, no, I don't think they're auxiliary units, so we can change that. I guess if you really want to, you can either sell this one if you did like by accident on me, like me, or you can train them both, and then you can like basically, you know, conserve on these. It costs these now? It used to only cost that. Oh, it's this one. Okay. Okay, change. I don't think she does She definitely doesn't do. She doesn't use auxiliary units, but I don't know if she does electric damage. She does chaos damage. We gotta change it again. Yep, that's what we need. The number could be higher, but at least it's the right damage type. Okay. Let's look at her. Wait, I guess, how does this work? Huh. Codename Vinay, 20 years old, Aozora Squad, Fujiwara Entertainment. So these are like, I guess it makes sense. Haru is Japanese or something. So it makes sense that her logistics are Japanese. Vinay is a member of the Aozora Squad. Aozora means blue sky. Born in Senma, she once worked as a detective at a private agency. During an investigation into a corporate executive's connections, she met the HR director of Fujiwara Entertainment, and was subsequently recruited as an assistant in its HR department. Later, she joined Yakuzo's HR department. It kind of scares me how a world with, like, basically magic, you know, how their women in HR are. Anyway, at Yakuzo, Vinay was in charge of organizing personal files for the Heimdall Force. While reviewing the data, she noticed that each member's profile began with the adjutant's name. Later, when the adjutant examined the newly compiled records, he found a new line written on the first page of Vinay's file. Could I have your name on my file too? Profile began with the adjutant's name. Huh? I assume like the first line is like who reviewed the member and like their profile, like what's the word? Like a psychological evaluation, maybe. And like the evaluation lead is us, so you know, I guess she wants us to evaluate her as well, so that she can, you know, look better. So this is her base artwork. This is her maxed out artwork. I wonder if she can control Tiny General if there's a Tiny General weapon. Next we have Nishizawa. Uses a pair of shears or scissors, whatever. Bring you up. I do have enough. Oh, she's like a stairs to a shrine, and those are donuts. Why are you also slew unit strength? There we go, chaos damage. There we go. So 18 years old, also Fujiwara Entertainment, hobbies gardening, and specialization in gardening. Nishizawa is a member of the Aozora Squad, born in Senba. She was an ordinary student at Senba National High School until a promotional event hosted by Fujiwara Entertainment changed her life. Lost and wandering backstage, she was unexpectedly selected as the company's high school promotion ambassador. What? Promotion ambassador. Having no idea what the role entailed, she never performed any of its duties. Later, due to system error in personal management, her name was mistakenly added to Yakuzo's roster, and she joined the company by accident. Does she know what Yakuzo does? Initially, Nishizawa was not assigned any specific tasks. She took it upon herself to trim the plants and flowers in the company. This initiative led Yakuzo to formally create a gardener position for her. Nishizawa took a particular care of potted plants in the adjutant's room. That's interesting. Every day upon returning, the adjutant would find them meticulously tended to, accompanied by a note from the gardener. I have so many more plants in my room. Pay a visit when you're free, okay? As always, the adjutant is... Apparently I didn't buy her extra... logistics? Sure. I guess that kind of works in my favor. Oh no, it's I did buy it, but I didn't claim the one from the puzzle. I guess I had to do something else and I forgot what it was. Okay. And what is your electric damage? There we go, chaos damage. Yo, Miru. Man, that reminds me of Creativerse. Age 25, also Fujiwara Entertainment, hobbies, theater, specialization in business management. That looks like a glue gun. And she's into sake, okay. Miu's a member of the Outer Squad, born in Senba. She was once the owner of a small tea house. Okay, it's a tea house. Sorry, my bad. Or maybe it's not a tea house. Maybe it was a tea house. Because it says she was. That gained unexpected fame overnight, thanks to its distinctive decor and innovative menu. Fujiwara Entertainment partnered with Tea House to release a line of co-branded merchandise, leading Miu to join Fujiwara's PR department. As the Tea House popularity declined, she transitioned to the finance department of Yakuza. That's kind of sad. Despite her career shift, Miu never let go of her entrepreneurial spirit. She opened a cozy tea house on the first floor, where she not only serves tea, but also screens some of her favorite theater plays for everyone. Interestingly, the tea house always closes after 5 p.m. The night belongs to me and the Adjutant alone. We wouldn't want to miss our tradition of romance plays, would we? How many women does the Adjutant hang out with? Jesus fucking Christ. I guess they're all colleagues, but still. Okay. What else? I'm not gonna spend those. Yeah, let's get back to the main story. I can't. You know what? I can't drag this out even longer. Badges. So I got this badge. I forgot how I got this. Whatever. New avatar. Haru. That's serious. And no one else. Okay. Sure. Haru Journey. Why is there a thing? Well, I think that it's because they moved this here. I've done Splash Roulette before. I've done Blush before. I've done it on stream. I've done it off screen. I think it's because they added it some time ago. So I haven't played afterwards. Okay. Sorry. I'm gonna end it after we do cleanup. Jesus fucking Christ, the story's so long.
待っていたよ、ジョーちゃん。
Roseanne lounged on a bed. One foot resting on a stool. Behind her stood Esther, gaze fixed on Sophie and Nora.
よせ、エステル。彼女はウォールの外の人間じゃないんだ。
Sophie glanced toward the corner. Myosha, the older girl, was curled up on the bed, holding a trembling Elena close. Tears streaked the child's face, but fear kept her silent. Sophie moved to the bedside, gently taking Elena from Myosha's arms and drawing her close.
大丈夫ですから。
The girl relaxed, sinking into Sophie's arms to a faint whimper.
ロザンさん、一旦場所を移しませんか？
悪いけどここが好きでね。
Roseanne lifted her hand, palm open. A dead bird lay upon it. The exposed intelligence shimmered, then dissipated before Sophie's eyes.
暖かくて柔らかな布団もあって、それに足も休める。
A metallic clink rang out. Metal clattered to the floor. Sophie watched Roseanne's abdomen tighten, then ease. The self-flattened bullets were pushed out of the room.
何も知らない子供たちを巻き込むおつもりですか？
私と取引する資格、君にそれがあるかどうか次第だ。
Sophie choked out a gasp, too fast to see. A rush of air. Roseanne's hand was already at her throat, stabbing her against the wall.
やっぱりないかな。
Roseanne released her and sank back into the chair. Sophie slipped down the wall, dragging in sharp breaths. In that brief contact, the tension within her had been torn away by some force she couldn't comprehend. The wrenching pull inside nearly made her black out.
あら、私に助けを求めたことを後悔しているのかい
Still gasping, Sophie braced herself against the bed frame and pushed to her feet.
どうかお許しを。あなたが知りたいことをすべて話しますので。
へえ、断るんだ。まだ何も言ってないぞ。エステル、見たか？君が欲しくてたまらないあの力が嫌みたいだ。さて、確かめさせてもらおう。その材料が君の命を買うのに足りるかどうかを。
ユグドラシルは覚醒者の力を完全に引き出せていません。神格を抑制していては覚醒者の力の進化を発揮できません。
へえ、面白い。でもさすがに命を変えるほどの価値はない。私には意味がないからね。
Legend blade flashed into being, slicing through the air before burying itself deep in the wall. A lock of hair drifted down. The blade had stopped barely a centimeter from Sophie's neck.
続けて。
The message was clear. Displease her, and that blade would finish the cut.
ユグドラシル社は軍と手を組んで北風宇宙センターでロケットを発射し、宿り木
I think she already knows this. Yep.
くだらんことはいい。
Then another dagger hissed past her neck and struck the wall. One on each side now. A pair of blades pinning her in place like an iron yoke. A thin line of blood traced her neck, so fine it barely showed.
次は外さない。続けて。
Balance stretched. Sophie's chest rose and fell. After a long pause, she forced the next words out.
さっきあなたを脅かしたあの武器は使用回数に制限があります。
Frick! Now she knows. Rosa's expression didn't change. She raised a hand, and one of the blades at Sophie's throat unraveled into a shimmering turbulence of energy, flowing back into her palm.
いいだろう。君の命一回分で手を打ってやる。ここからは私を断ったことについて。さあ、続けて。
He refused to become a demiurge was to reject Rosa and herself, and that meant death. We fell silent, sinking deep into thought. Time stretched. Rosa waited in silence. The room was warm, yet the air felt frozen solid.
私はこの世から痛みをなくし、すべての人間を救いたい。
Rosa neither spoke nor moved, just watched. Her eyes narrowed, unblinking, fixed on Sophie's. Under that cutting gaze, Sophie went on.
私にはここで手に入れなければならないものと生き延びる理由があります。
He shoved the blade from her throat. Blood trickled from her fingertips, but she didn't even notice as she stepped toward Rosa.
分析員さんからは欲しいものをすでに得られました。それは彼の道なのです。ロザンさん、あなたの道も教えていただけませんか？
私の見当違いのようだ。君はまだまだ弱いけど、私に質問する資格はあるみたいだね。
Well, physically weak, but mentally strong.
分析員の道なら彼の口から聞く。君などに教えてほしいことは何もない。
Rosa rose and walked over to Leosha, the girl lying on the bed. She studied the girl's pale face.
私は平等な世界が欲しい。偽りのものじゃなく、すべての人に権利が、その力に見合った分だけ与えられる世界。権利はそうであるべきなんだ。
Well, you only want that because you're the strongest, and you don't have, what you think you deserve to have.
当然、生きる権利も。 争いは生きる道を生む。対して、愛だの善意だのは文明を腐らせ、偽りのまま続かせるだけ。だって法律なんてもの作ったところで、それらが平等に与えられることは決してない。何せ、本質的に人間は、奪い合って生きる獣とそんなに変わらん。争う権利。それが唯一、世に生を受けた全ての人に平等に授かった真理なんだ。私も例外じゃない。争いが絶えないのは、それが真に公平な摂理だからな。となれば必然、死も淘汰も起こる。それがティーン症候群とタイタン物質。つまり、変革の予兆と新世界のルールが登場したわけだ。そのルールの下で勝ち抜き、生き延びようとする意志。それこそが唯一、私が肯定するもの。
There's a step back to Sophie, pressing her hand against the woman's forehead, studying her face closely.
たまに虫けらでも感心するほど命が惜しい奴がいる。私を拒んだ者は例外なく殺す。ただし、私が認める人間に限る。だから君なんて、最初はその気にすらならなかった。ここへ来たのも、ちょっと興味が湧いただけ。まさか、君は私が認める側の人間だったとはね。けれどそれだと、君を殺す理由ができてしまう。何？約束は守るさ。今回は命を助けてやる。君の道だっけ？それを私に語る権利は、まだ君にはない。それを持つまで待ってやる。道を口にすることは何を意味するのか、よく考えておくことだ。覚悟ができたら、私のもとに来い。せいぜい生き延びてみせな。楽し。
He rose with a lazy stretch and left the room. Esther shrugged closely after her.
信じたんだ。二人とも騙せるなんてすごいよ君。
A crimson silhouette shimmered into view behind Sophie. She raised a hand, feeling the warmth. The wound had already sealed new flesh, pushing the scab aside.
計画通りだね。ロケットの近くじゃないと彼は来てくれない。彼が来たらロザンも寄ってくる。にしてもデンドロンがないと大変だね。争え、もっと争え。そしたら私に構っていられなくなる。それじゃあ約束したご褒美をあげるね。
And then whipped her hand, great intelligent metal like snow sinking into Sophie's skin. Then, as suddenly as she appeared, Edda vanished without a trace. The girl on the bed let out a string of ragged moans. The younger one, already frozen in fear of Rosen and Edda, began to sob anew.
落ち着いて、イリナ。両者はこれから楽園へ向かいます。
He's dying, isn't she?
すべての苦難を経験し、人生の罪を償う。恐れることも悲しむこともありません。
Sophie's soothing whisper, Neosha's moans ebbed away. The pain left her face, a faint warmth returned to her pallid cheeks. Sophie held her hand, once clenched fingers slowly uncurling, as if the pain had truly gone. The girl opened her eyes and looked at Sophie and Edda. I
ソ
don't
フ
know.
ィーお姉ちゃん、私楽園へ行くの？ええ、安らかに眠りなさい。両者安らかに雪降らずの世界へ、美しき花畑へ、干したてのシーツと暖かな布団に包まれ、安らかに眠れ、安らけく。オリカ、アンナ、ソフィア、きっとみんな両者との再会を楽しみにしています。
Japanese pronunciation said Sophia instead of
眠り
Sonia.
なさい。いつかまた会えるのですから。
Not Japanese pronunciation, the Japanese voiceover. As Sophie hummed, Leosha's eyes closed. Her hand slipped gently from Sophie's grasp. Sophie gathered Elena in her arms and went on humming.
終焉よ、終焉、終焉の時。通信を確立中、通信を確立中、通信確立完了、通信状態安定。こちらカロリー、ボス、分析員からです。はい、今そちらにつなぎます。
分析員、現状報告してください。
Long story short, the death knell worked, but Roseanne manifested a new ability and got away. Ashura is experiencing physiological anomalies. I've sent the data. Get the medical department on the remote assist.
待機中の医療班スタッフを通信につなぎます。
And what's the trick? I suspect that it's tied to Telegen. On sci-fi on his channel.
了解しました。サフィールはイエロ社辺境にいるため、接続に時間がかかります。医療班、通信に接続しました。ただいま、バイタルサインの分析中です。
わかりました. We'll wait. On the other end, Tao held her breath. Easy now. The situation's under control.
わかりました。ではそのままあなたの判断で進めてください。
分析員、サフィールがつながりました。
I feel like she is either eating like subpar food, or she's like being tasked to handle some kind of like cleaning or like filing work. Or not. 落ち着けてよ, Sapphire. Life's not gonna hurt you. I have some questions for you. Is the scruff like the back of the neck? Google. Where is the scruff? Scruff. Scruff is an app for guys. What? Where is the scruff on a cat? Yeah, it's the back of the head. Okay. Why am I getting Twitch notifications? Oh, I was getting the Twitch drops for Snowbreak. Okay.
ちゃんと話せ。彼の時間を無駄にするな。
わかったよ。ちゃんと話すから。
Okay, what do you know about using Telegen for instantaneous tissue repair?
どこで知ったの？このサフィール様はタイタン物質に、それは高い適応性を持ってるの。タイタン物質さえ十分にあれば、ほぼ無敵ってわけ。
And if you use it on someone else?
さあ、人間の体だと適応性は人それぞれだと思うよ。
So how does it actually work?
タイタン物質を正確に操れるかどうかにかかってるね。例えば肌に傷ができたら、そのまま傷の上でタイタン物質で新しい皮膚を作れるかとか。
Does its strength or hardness change depending on the structure you form?
そりゃあもちろん、分子の物理特性は構造によりけりなもんだから。もうすぐには説明できないよ。
I just think of it this way: if we were like using real life terms, think of Tytogen as like quarks. If we can control the quarks, we can control what atoms they form and what molecules they form and what compounds they form, and we can rebuild our body that way to like form instant healing. We can also change like what properties the structure we create have. For example, we can, make skin, for example, and then we can control that Tytogen form skin into scales, like what was ended, but of course, like it's more complicated.
分析員もタイタン物質を操れるよね。なら自分で触ってみればわかるよ。丈夫さだったら、タイタンの外殻のタイタン物質は結構信頼できるかも。と言っても、傷を癒すにしろ、新しい構造を作るにしろ、操作精度はマイクロメートル、もっと言えばナノメートルレベルじゃないと無理だよ。
I see. I'll think about it.
やめ。
Her voice is just like
そっちの状況は
Life's voice came through. Without meaning to, my tone softened. It's a bit messy. She got away.
火星に行かせてくれ。
I know we want payback, but your mission's more important. Risen thought taking me out would be easy, so she came almost alone. But she was wrong. I given took her out too, so, if the damage breaks through, it could swing the whole fight in her favor.
じゃあこっちの試乗車を全て倒したら、あるいは私とカーシアのどっちかが敵を食い止めて、もう片方はそっちに向かうとか。
I get it, life. Really. But we're already stressed thin. Just holding that fun is pushing our limits. You two need to stay good together. Anyone can slip under pressure. Look at it this way. By keeping the fucking up. Coordinate forces pinned on the east front, you're letting me focus completely on
分
Roseanne.
かった。くれぐれも気をつけて。
I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. She hesitated for a moment, then said only that. She knew how I was running out. I will. I'll bring back good news. The call clicked off and Caroline's voice cut back in.
分析医療班の分析結果が出ました。結論から言うとマーシルの無痛症が回復しているようです。
Huh.
ですが原因はまだ不明だそうです。なんでもまるで勝手に体が回復し始めたみたいで。
Hold on, let me think. It hit me. We might have been looking at this from the wrong angle. Caroline, patch in the R&D team that built Mashiru's exosuit. Keep medical on the line and give them temporary clearance for the Death Note project.
わかりました。フリティアとは今連絡が取れないので、代わりに待機中の開発部職員につなぎます。
Certainly, that was the blind spot that was the blind spot in the medical team's analysis just now. The Death Note's clearance level was too high. They never had full access. They understood human physiology inside out, but not how the exosuit or Death Note actually worked. Overusing both methods have been what pushed their body into this shift.
分析員さん、マーシルさんのデータが届きました。具体的に何があったのか教えていただけますか?
He activated the Death Note 4 times in a row, and each one during intense close combat.
それは心原性ショックを起こしかねない危険な行為ですよ。
It did. To stabilize her with cardiac stim injection.
おかしいですね。データからは全くわかりません。
Another manifestation interfered with some kind of social power. Might have thrown off the readings.
そんな能力の覚醒者もいるんですか? わかりました。ですがやはり嘲笑の連続使用は3回までですよ。この前も嘲笑の原理について説明しましたよね。嘲笑は戦術装備でマーシルさんの覚醒者の力を増幅し、真覚神経から直接働きかけることで起動する装置です。
Yeah, she's gonna give us an earful.
だから肉体に、特に心臓にはかなりの負荷がかかります。いくら無痛症だからって負荷は本物なので、やはり無茶はダメですよ。
You think the stereotropic nerves might have triggered her recovery from analgesia?
今はそうと仮定するしかありませんね。具体的な原因はマーシルさんの帰投後、検査を受けてもらうまでなんとも。
分析員さん、あくまでも推測の話になりますが、よろしいですか?
Go ahead.
上昇は真覚神経が直接働きかけて起動するとのことですが、実は無痛症はまさに神経障害系の病気なんです。だから真覚神経がマーシルさんのゲノム血管を改変したのか、もしくは真覚神経が強い負荷で働いたことによってマーシルさんの神経障害が回復したと考えられます。
Sounds plausible. Meaning this could actually be good for her.
これからのことを考えれば確かにいいことではありますが、同面の戦術装備の運用ではそうとは限らないかと。
Yeah, because she can only use it because she can't feel pain, but if she can feel pain, then that's going to be a problem. She can't use it more than like 3 or 4 times anymore. I see, so there are risks. Thanks for your help. Reed switched back to Tao. Her face still carried the same heavy look. Perimeter status?
なんとか食い止めています。各方面からの攻勢のため、食い止めるのも大変ですが。
Wakamashita, don't worry about us here. I have a few new leads to follow up on.
増援はいらないのですか?
Not yet. If reinforcements move in, Rosa might pull back, and she doesn't want me running either. You came to kill me, no doubt about that. We didn't anticipate her new power, but she didn't see the Death Note coming either.
分析員、今送ってもらった会話の録音をもとにソフィーの最新プロフィールを作成しました。もうそちらに届いているはずです。
Copy. We'll compare notes next transmission. I pause, glancing at Tao's hologram. Tao. Plan stands. The operation continues.
わかりました。分析員くれぐれも気をつけてください。
Alright, we're gonna end things here. Some things just popped up. I don't know when the next stream is gonna be, but next time, on Silver Containment Zone, we'll be finishing. I mean, probably not finishing. We'll probably do up to like progress 6 or so, and then we'll see what event game modes come up. And yeah, as always, until next time, be good, be well, be happy, be safe, be healthy. Yep. See you guys next time.